how are you feeling? You got JohnRiggs here with another thrilling round of open cart surgery. Crystalis edition. Again, used to belong to Nintendo. Would love to give it back to him working. We worked on this earlier, just doing some simple cleaning tips. Almost 99% of the time, that's usually all it takes. Couldn't get it to work, though. But I still posted the video because oftentimes people in the comments have better ideas than we would off the top of our heads. And so, many comments said, try replacing the battery. Now, I wouldn't think the battery would have anything to do with it, but because it was a suggestion and because it's still not working, let's try replacing the battery. There's nothing wrong with that. The battery is the only thing, in my opinion, capacitors and resistors too. I shouldn't say that. But the battery is about the only thing, in my opinion, that if you replace it, it doesn't devalue the cart. Know what I'm saying? Like, if you buy an Earthbound and the battery dies, if you replace the battery in the Earthbound, it's still just as much as it would be whether it was factory fresh battery, which also probably doesn't work anymore anyway, so you want that battery replaced as it is. All right, let me show you what it looks like, just in case you're new. If you can watch the other video if you'd like. Spoiler alert, didn't work. Let me show you what it does now. It gets a little bit farther than where it used to crash, because we still tried cleaning it, and I tried doing a couple other things too. Let me show you really quick. So you see what happens now is it gets past this part, and then doesn't move forward. Now if I hit start, it wants to work. Badly. I'm pretty sure I can get it to work. I almost want to try cleaning it again, just in case, and then if that doesn't work, we'll do the battery replacement, alright? This is called a game bit, or 3.8mm security bit. It's used for Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games, Nintendo 64, Game Boy, and a lot of other things. Some Genesis. Genesis uses, usually, a 4.5. But we're going to try this just in case. And I'm going to open it up. You don't actually have to open it up to clean the pins. But I have a feeling that it's not going to matter. I'm just going to touch up the Bright Boy again. Not even going to bother with the alcohol and Q-tips. Probably not the case. Now, some use Brasso. You know what? I don't have a problem with Brasso. A lot of people are like, nah, it's going to degrade the board. I've never had anything not work because I've used Brasso. I've had this bottle so long, though, it looks like I could use Brasso on the bottle itself a little bit. But Brasso aside, my buddy Gary from Rock Solid Productions got me hooked on Bright Boy. Not an endorsement, not a sponsorship, but it works like Brasso without the that white residue left over. And I just think it works better anyway. So, and if you're curious about any of the tools I'm using, any of the programs I'm using, any of that, I have a link in the description below that links it to my affiliate to Amazon, if you're curious. Just convenient. And like Brasso, just a little bit will go a long way. And again, we already tried this, so I don't think it's going to work. I already have my desoldering iron and my soldering iron ready to roll. It's all nice and shiny now. And you can just pop it straight in if you'd like. Nothing wrong in there. And let's hit start. Alright, didn't think so. Alright, let's replace the battery. Easy to do. Easy enough. We gotta remove this guy. And I'm going to use this thing. It is a desoldering pump. Unfortunately, my Hako 808, which they no longer make, officially stopped working. But this thing was like $10. Works really, really well. And it's just you... Here, I'll show you. You cock it with this side. You touch it up. And then when you pull the trigger, it sucks up the solder into the soldering tip there. All right. You can also just melt the solder and pop it out. I guess that would work too, but I want to make this as clean as possible, so I'm going to try using this here, and we'll see how it goes. I've had this thing plugged in for at least a couple of minutes. This wider tip side, actually, I may have to just use a soldering iron to melt the solder around it. Now this is an EEPROM remover, but it's also a battery remover. That one side comes out just fine, but this side is such a big wide piece that the tip on this one doesn't want to get through. So I could pry it out. I mean, that would work, and you don't need these tabs because they already make tabbed batteries, and I'll show you that here in a second. You know, one thing you could do, if you had a third hand, you could hold on to this. I do have devices that hold circuit boards and all that. I have a couple of them, but for stuff like this, I've only burned myself a couple of times. Come on now. And don't worry about this blue mat. This blue mat, it's kind of like insulated, has little magnets on it to hold your screws in place. Pretty handy to have. There we go. Look at that. It fell right out once it got going on there. Now, you remember what side goes to what, right? Right? Well, the positive side is the top part, the negative side is the bottom part, and you want the plus side on top, if that makes sense. Because you look at the new tabbed batteries, and there's no differentiation. This one has the top part, the positive side is a thicker piece, the bottom side is a smaller piece. This one has both the same, but positive is going to go on this side, and the negative is going to go on that side. How do I know this? Well, because that's where the positive side was, that's where the negative side was. If you're looking for tabbed batteries, just do an eBay search for tabbed batteries. I apologize about my fingernails. I got to get a manicure or something like that in 2019, right? You can even bend those into place. It's not going to matter. It won't care. And when you're looking for tabbed batteries, the Nintendo games are the 2032. And they already come pre-tabbed. All I gotta do is just pop into place and then solder them in place. So super, super handy. So just, do a Google search for, tabbed batteries, 2032 or whatever. You should be all right. This thing should be hot enough here. Gonna solder this guy right in place. Come on. Gonna solder this guy right in place. Dude, all that extra stuff in there. Come on. A whole lot of stuff to solder. But that's it. That's all we needed. And that is one soldered, replaced tabbed battery. Recommended to do that if you pick up any new games for Nintendo or Super Nintendo anyway. Chances are the battery hasn't been replaced. Chances are by this point, it's going to need a new battery. Shall we? You just pop it right in like this. And let's see if the battery was the issue. Like I said, I don't think it was, but you know what? I'm willing to try. Hey, it doesn't work at all now. Great, thanks. There we go. Nothing there. Let's see what it does. Ah! So close. Well, we got a little bit closer compared to the last video anyway. Let me see what else I can do here. Just gonna hit these up really quick again. Just to see, just on the program part, not the CHR part. Not the character one, just the program one, just the ROM. I'll do these while I'm at it too, just in case. Just gonna reflung the solder. So it melts it, warms it up, hits it back again. Don't have to add any new solder, the solder's already there. One more time with a 1-up card, just for double reassurance, I guess. Triple at this point. And if not, if you think you know, let me know in the comments, alright? Could really use your help on this. Want to get this back to Nintendo working if we can. Didn't think so. Well, I didn't think it was the battery, but I was happy to try it anyway. So again, if you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments. In the meantime, I'll just have this on the shelf, waiting, hoping, wishing. I mean, I just had it sitting there for like the last week or so, and then all of a sudden, it got past the title screen. So maybe we can get to the actual game next time we do this. Who knows? We'll see. Let me know. Thank you for watching, and if you dig these open cart surgery videos, I got a ton of them. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, so check out the entire playlist if you're that bored. Thank you for your support, and I thank you for watching. Take care. We'll see you.